Good evening, everyone. I'm going to read this one that I wrote in response to last Summer of Innocence. So here I go. Okay, there was Rachel who knew I was dusty, desolate, but persistent enough to crowbar my mind. That August when my dream cloud ripped from the boy from the other school, but never his, for which my mother cursed his poisonous name, even let me too. Some Tuesday school nights or any other night when we had no business being almost to the edge, but not quite, still flocking to each other's visible desire, idiot fawn I was, dancing through dark, dark woods with a gun pointed towards me. Baby's breath nestled um, behind each ear, color matching the clothes underneath the clothes. My poor mamma would add to the collection every birthday or Christmas, cutting the tags, almost cutting the ties, between baby's innocence I pretended to not recognize. I pretended for the boy, now staring at my frail, sunken shoulders. I knew myself for what was palpable, but I wasn't sure. I danced and sang, and now believed in the good, my good, when Rachel reminded me of it. And suddenly I turned my attention inward, upward, past the clouds, the comets, and spent all day reclaiming my woods, and vowed to run freely there forever, boy after boy after boy after boy, baby breath belonging only to myself. Okay, so it kind of sounded like I said comments right there, but it said comets, like the things in the sky. Okay, I wish I didn't do that. I'm so sorry. But anyways, right here I'm comparing a lot of flower imagery. So the baby's breath is, white, of course. So I'm comparing my innocence to baby's breath, color white. So, and also compared myself to a fawn, because I feel like there's nothing more delicate and innocent than just a little fawn in the woods. And even talked about being hunted there, because fawns obviously have no idea of their fate that's coming towards them. So that's kind of how I felt with my first heartbreak. So if you didn't catch on, this is about my first heartbreak and the innocence that kind of gets lost there. And I talk about my mom a lot because my mom is a really big influence on my writing and my life in general because she is just always right. She's always right. So, and she's always there to listen to. So she's always got a lot of influence in my poems. So, oh, and then I talk about Rachel because I know in Denez Smith's poem he talked about one of his specific friends' names. So Rachel's one of my friends that I lived with that was there with me when I was going through all this awful stuff. I was just very, very, very sad and very dark and low. So she definitely crowbarred my mind, like I said, and kind of gave me attention, helped me see the good that was in me when I thought that I didn't have any left. So I feel that heartbreak is actually sometimes can come across as a trivial thing to write about, but it's actually so pivotal in the young adult life. It's just so educational. You learn more about yourself and the way that people work, the world works. I don't know. There's just so much to be learned from heartbreak and so much, writing that we need to be doing to bring attention to it and show everyone what we learned from it and how it made us who we are today. So that's always a big thing in my work and something that I focused on here. So yeah, it's just this one's pretty personal. Also, this right here is a charging device. It looks really weird. It looks like Wally's girlfriend Eve. So if you're wondering what that is. Okay, so I'm going to read one second. It's the response to the little prayer. And this one is pretty short because the next one I'm going to read is super long. So I'm going to give y'all a little breather. So this one is called Let Truth Begin Here. Let truth begin here. Let her find gold where there was once amber. Let her voice promise of melodies and stand on a heap of roses. Let this be the beginning, and if not, begin again. So, Like I said, I do a lot of flower imagery, and I also like just the feminine voice. I like that my work has a delicate feminine air to it because I think femininity, whoa, that's a hard word. Femininity is so strong in that it's a unique kind of strength that comes with compassion, and it's this sugary kind of strength. I don't know. I hope it makes sense, but that's why I just love the female voice, and I like to really emphasize that in my writing. But anyways, I'm comparing gold and amber here, which I've always used amber when I write about things. Amber is a I don't know. I use it as a really good type of metaphor because it's really pretty and I don't know. But here I'm actually placing amber below something, which is gold. So that was different for me. But yeah, so I'm comparing gold and amber. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me because they're both similar colors, but gold is obviously gold, so that's better. Maybe that's my opinion, but um so this poem it's pretty you could apply a lot of different meaning to it. It's pretty short, a lot of imagery. I love imagery. Really not too direct, but I wrote it to um, talk about all the good things that can come when you speak your mind. And, let this be the beginning, and if not, begin again. So I think that with truth comes new beginnings. So I, short and sweet, tried to relay that through imagery for sure. So that's about all I can say about that one, I guess. But this one is really long. So grab a seat, grab some popcorn, whatever you need to do. This one, I'm going on a charged rant, just as Dr. Brown told us to, just to go off. So I'm not really used to going off. Like I said, my poetry and writing is just very tiptoe through the tulips. It's very delicate. Oh, the sky looks like this today, and oh, everything is great. So this was definitely outside of my comfort zone, but really fun. I really enjoyed this. So here I go. I've left Earth in search of a solution. A solar sister. I just said solar sister. Let me just start that over. Start over. Okay. I've left. I've left Earth in search of a solution. A solar system promising testimonies and remedies and success stories. I've left in search of universal interest. I do not trust this term is in our lexicon. My grandmother's garden is only outdone by the bees sidetracked, death-racked, throwing in the towel, giving the plants abandonment issues. Take your trendy hashtag back. Through their low hums are music, their routes are inconsistent. I want the fate of the viral dying polar bear. Want that pipeline taken out as easily as the burial grounds. Want the Paris Agreement back. Want that big turtle with the plastic laced around its slender neck. Tight. Tears and blood. Their tears and blood mortared on the internet.com. I've left Earth. I am both sick of her inhabitants with their inclusive, self-affirmative, 2-minute groundbreaking reflection, philanthropic, Gandhi, Emerson, love child agenda. Neither she is buying this. She did not create your heavy machinery, though she created the very pathway on which they trudge, eradicate, and trample over. She did not light your cigarette, though she obliges as you press the poisonous hot sparks down onto her pure sandy shores. We did not ask to be part of your earth, though are we not earth, her welcoming and loving arms that are slowly learning how to say no and to speak their mind? I can't stand your audacity. I'm sick of picking up your gnawed styrofoam sonic cups each morning. I count their corpses in my yard, and in their moonlight glow, I apologize to the purple spring wildflowers for their disturbance. I reach for clovers and feel only weeds. Her crescendos and decrescendos, Mother Earth. Now she's glowing, now she's sighing. Snowfall, dogwood, lake water you claim to love, but only for the aesthetic. I tried to understand you, but you spent your quiet dew morning days listening to bluebirds and oven-warm horizons across crimson fall leaves tell their stories, yet ensure us that there's more important issues to worry about. But you are asleep. The chant of your anthropocentrism reverberates through my thin windows. Swear up and down this is God's creation every Sunday morning, but stomp as though she's the eighth deadly sin without so much as a whisper of contemplation. But there is no heavy machinery for the non-human to retaliate back. Because the Great Lakes polluted, because D.C. calls climate change Santa Claus, because the greatest show on earth is something that requires currency, because the millions of plastic pieces littering corals of the Asia Pacific, because we work hard for our money and our American dream and our tax dollars should go towards something more sensible, because her towering branches, rudimentary to our human existence, giving oxygen to our greedy breath, is a bit too abstract, right? I've left Earth to give her space to breathe, where she can find a millisecond more solace without another existence demands, tiring her weighing her heavy eyelids. I've left Earth to discover an aerial view, a way to better understand her condition with intentions to return to a common ground, not a battleground. Until then, I say farewell, I say good luck, I say you better work like hell, because I've left the earth and I'm touching each star in the inky black sky and dipping my fingers into their dust. I'm taking snapshots of the green and blue clouds somehow still smiling before me. And in this cosmic state, you cannot toss or own or waste or spit or push or burn or claim or burn or claim or burn or claim. Okay. So, I'm really sorry that I just stumbled over some words. I feel like I need to be like Denez Smith and just rattle through that, but that would take some practice. I'm an amateur. But anyways, I really like that poem because it has all the specifics, has the greatest show on earth and that polar bear and the Dakota pipeline. I kind of went into specifics and it was so charged. It was so just direct. It wasn't beat around the bush. It wasn't me hinting towards imagery to get a certain idea across, which I did every now and then. But it relied on specifics, just like Denez Smith's. And I thought that was so fun to do. And I'm writing a paper right now on eco-criticism. So that's something that's pretty near and dear to my heart and something that is fresh on my brain. And so that big word that I screwed up, it's I'm so sorry. But basically, anthropocentrism, that we're going to go with that. But that means it's the idea of the earth being centered around human. Everything non-human is just in the background and not to be given respect because everything is for the human gain. What can you give me? What's in it for me? That attitude. So my poem definitely revolves around that idea and how sickening it is that we're given this home and we take such bad care of it. And a lot of the times we do pay attention to these issues to make us look cool, to tweet this hashtag and seem cultured and sophisticated and, oh, look at me, I'm a philanthropist because I just tweeted this. It makes me look so good. So I tackled that mindset too because I just think that's so annoying. If you're going to care about something, you got to care about it. So yeah, I really spoke my mind in that one. And if you guys are still watching this, thanks for hanging in there with me. And I'm excited to see what you guys wrote. So I will be signing off. You're watching Disney Channel. Okay, I'm sorry.